He said, how much is the grocery bill? Don't try to escape the question.
It ranges from, I would say, about $900 to $1,500 a week.
The Mercedes-Benz Interview Lounge.
You know, right down the hallway from where we work every day is this incredible show called The Breakfast Club with DJ Envy. And DJ Envy's here today with his incredible wife and mother of his incredible kids, Gia, Casey. Welcome to the show. Let's talk about your new book.
Yes.
This is great.
Thanks for having us. Real life, real family. It's all about family. It's all about our kids.
Okay, but here's what I love, and I want you both to address this. You have 6 children, 6 kids.
Yes.
So you have 6 different screenplays going on here, right? I mean, each child, each one of your kids has unique personalities. They have their own issues, their own strengths, weaknesses. You know, I have 2 schnauzers. I don't have kids. I cannot imagine what it's like to have 6 different entire universes running around your house.
Elvis, yes, you can. You work with so many different people with different personalities, and you know, this one might be mad this day, this one might be upset, this one might come in a little moody. So it's just having different personalities and learning how to deal with each one of those personalities.
Well, I agree with that, but these people you see in this room, they don't live out of my ass pocket. They have their own mentality.
Sometimes, kind of, we do.
Sometimes.
Every now and then.
So Gia, you guys, this is your second book, and so what was it that told you, I think we have enough, and we're ready to put a book out to talk about the ups and downs and the triumphs of having kids in a family?
Well, we have over 2 decades of experience. We have children that range from 3 to 23. So 23, 21, 11, 10, 8, and 3. So we've encountered more than most families because we have so many children, so many different issues, so many different things that come up. So it was very easy to draw from all of that experience. Actually, we had more content to put in the book, but, you know, we had a limited page count.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yes.
Is it completely...
No, go ahead. Go
Okay,
ahead.
so you have a 23-year-old and you have a 3-year-old.
Yes.
Is it completely different how you have to raise this 3-year-old now versus how you had to raise
Absolutely.
a 23-year-old back in the early 2000s?
That was my question, because I'm the youngest of 3 brothers. By the time I came out of the womb, they were like, just, you know, you can eat off the floor. We don't care.
Right, that is true.
That does happen.
Yeah.
But they were much more strict with my older brothers. I guess that's where you were going with that, right, Gandhi?
Well, I'm even talking about just the difference in technology and life and how much stuff has changed in the last 20 years.
That's the
raising
biggest
that
thing.
23-year-old versus a 3-year-old.
Yeah, there was no social media with our 23-year-old, so she didn't grow up in that age. But our 3-year-old and our 11, 10, and 8 have to grow up with social media, so we have to raise them differently. We have to raise them that they don't go for outside validation, right? When you look for outside validation, that's when the internet and social media can really hurt you, right? So we try to create it that everything comes home. You get validation from home. You get love from home. If there's something wrong or if there's a problem, we fix it at home. When you start reaching out to social media for validation, we all know social media is an evil place at times and can really hurt people, and people are talking suicide and people are talking anxiety and so many of these, you know, quote unquote clinical terms because people can't deal with it. And we try to raise our kids outside of that.
But now to Elvis's question, is a 3-year-old allowed to eat off the floor?
You know, I have to say, when you become a first-time parent, you want to do everything as closely to perfect as you can. I was a super mom. My kids, my first 2 were in 6 activities at a time. I wanted to be everything. I wanted them to do everything. And that's the mentality that a lot of us moms and some dads go into parenting with. By the time that you have a couple of more, let alone 6, you realize it's not that serious. It's not, you're not getting graded on being a parent. Ultimately, what you want to do is raise good people. And that is the focus of our parenting, and that's the focus of our book.
So they can't eat off the floor. We eat together off the floor.
We eat off the floor all the time.
I don't know.
Just kiss it up to God.
I don't know why you're so strict about that. You should let that go. But so being a single parent or 2 parents, a 2-parent family, this isn't only about the growth of your kids. This is about your growth as parents and as people. And at the same time, you're still growing as people. I mean, and so we get to see all this play out. So Danielle, you've got 2 kids.
Yeah.
So Talk about it.
I want to know, having 6 kids, do they take sides with each other? Like, this one will agree with that one always, and that one will agree with that one, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then gang up against everybody else?
No.
They do a little bit. London does. But the rest of them don't. And the reason I say London doesn't, and we actually love this. So if one of her siblings are getting in trouble, she will stand up for them and start, claiming, protecting them, claiming the case. Well, actually, Dad, you know that you actually said this. And I'm like, whose side are you on? But I love that part of it because they ride for each other, which, this sounds corny, and I always say that we have a mission statement.
Yes, I was going to say, I love your mission statement.
On the back of the book, we have a mission statement, and it's not a statement where we put up in the house and every kid has to read it before they walk in. It's not like that. It's just something that we live by, that the kids always know what it is, and we are a unit. We respect each other. We always have each other's backs. We always uplift each other and point out the good in one another. We represent each other at all times. The purpose of our family is family, fun, and faith. And the last one is we are each other's soft place to land. And we live by that as a family.
And we created that mission statement together as a family.
I love that.
Yes.
What do you do if there's an argument in the house, like especially with 6 kids? How do you get a resolution?
You know something? I don't think that there's ever been a time where there's been a ginormous family argument. I think that most times it's one child may have an issue or a problem and they bring it to us and we deal with each child individually. But I really can't remember a time where there's been a family disagreement.
Not at all.
In hearing you tell these stories, and this is not the first time you've been on and you talked about your family, you make it sound really, really, really cool and really, really calm. There's got to be those moments, those edgy, revved up moments that you're going to share in this book, so people can go, okay, I can sometimes relate with that as well. Where things do get crazy. How do you combat the crazy?
Well, I would say this. My dad is retired NYPD and ex-military, so he raised me as is his way or the highway, right? I didn't have an option. It was like, Dad, can I go out? No, that was it. Gia raises, we raised the kid, and I get it more from Gia, is more patience. Right? She explains why. You can't go to the mall. Well, why can't I? Well, you can't go to the mall because there's going to be a lot of teenagers there. It's a Friday. It's this. She explains to kids everything. So that develops trust. So now when we say no, we don't want them to go, it's no longer, why not? They be like, well, if my parents don't want them to go, there is a reason. And to answer your question, probably one of the craziest things, and I don't know what I can say on this show based on what I can say on the Breakfast Club, but could you imagine if your 8-year-old son comes home and says, hey, we found a bloody prophylactic at my friend's house, and we had to explain that.
Oh.
Okay. Thank God you did.
Okay.
But Gia had to explain that one. But that was the sex talk.
Wait, how do you decide that what you tackle and what Gia tackles?
I ran.
I was left behind, so I had no choice.
Gia is on.
There was no one else to do it.
My daughter and my son came home talking about a bloody what?
Yeah. I don't know.
What's the bathroom?
I love that. Here's the thing.
You love that? Elvis, you love that?
So you say that Gia, you have the patience to explain things. My parents the reasoning would be because I told you so. I'm like, no.
Same. Right.
There's got to be explanation. Well, obviously they didn't want to take the time at that time, but patience. All right, that's got to push your patience from time to time.
I'm a patient person. No.
Wow.
I'm a patient person. That might be my superpower. So
there you go.
And I'm so accustomed to giving that time and giving that attention that it's my second nature. Hell, it might be my first nature. So no, and to be honest, I'm genuinely interested in my kids. I'm genuinely interested. It's so easy for me to sit down and have an hour or 2 hour long conversation about their day. Every day that they come home, I ask them, well, what was the best part of your day? And what was the worst part of your day? And what's one kind thing that you did for someone else? And within those 3 questions, I get a lot of stories. I get a lot of stories. And when children feel paid attention to, they feel loved. Because when you think about it, it doesn't matter if you're a man, a woman, or a child. The most addictive thing in this world is attention.
Yeah.
And whether people say it out loud or not, it's the thing that they crave the most. So when you give a child attention, the way that they light up from within, when you lean in and you ask them questions and you actively listen and you seem enthusiastic about what they're saying and you laugh at their jokes, they become confident. They become low stress. And it's not just children. Your adult friends, the same thing. Sit at a dinner table across from a friend, and when they tell you a story or they're trying to get an idea across to you, actively listen and see how it feeds them. It's no different with children, but it's more significant with them because they're just starting to learn themselves and develop their personalities and develop their confidence. So that's what we try to teach people in this book.
I think you need your own book, Gia, the Book of Patience.
Well, I don't know. See, I got to tell you, you're calming me down
Right?
just listening to
She has
you.
that voice, that calming voice.
Let me remind everyone, DJ Envy and, of course, Gia Casey are here. The book, it's brand new yesterday. It was born yesterday. It's called Real Life, Real Family. That's what we're talking about. And there you have it. So I keep saying, Gandhi, let's have a kid. Come on, let's just see what happens.
She said no.
It would be a great way to secure the bag, but I don't think I can do it because I'm not so patient. I feel like there would be a moment at Target where I light this kid up and just scream at them about something, and somebody takes a picture, and then we're all screwed. You know? Like Elvis Duran's baby mama is a horrible person.
But I will say this. When it comes to kids, of course, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. And there will be times where your child may try to test you. And if we've had a couple situations, Rashawn has had one outside of a Modell's once where our oldest daughter, Madison, when she was about 10, tried to show off in front of one of her friends. And it didn't end very well with her. So what you said about Target, if I'm in a public place with my child and they are even teetering on anything disrespectful, I will reprimand them right there in Target in front of whoever is watching, whoever is listening. You're going to understand that you're going to get it no matter what the audience is, because you're never going to feel as though you're in a safe space to disrespect me because people are around.
Wow.
I don't suffer embarrassment.
Yes.
I don't suffer from embarrassment.
That is
Yes,
amazing.
it's
What
very
you just
important.
said is a very powerful thing you just said. I'm paraphrasing. I will never, ever be in a space where you will feel safe making me feel like crap.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm going to use that with these guys here.
Oh.
See, I save space to disrespect
I
me.
did the opposite. When my kid was acting up in Target, I remember going, okay, I took him, I threw him over my shoulder. I was very calm. I walked out. I'm sure they had that on camera, me walking out with him over my shoulder. And then as soon as I put him in the car and I closed the door, I'm like, what the fuck?
No, they would have gotten that what the blah 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 right in aisle 13.
There you go.
Because I'm going to turn that embarrassment around on you, and you are going to know that should you dare to speak to me in a tone or be disrespectful, you are going to be thoroughly embarrassed, and mommy doesn't give a bleep.
I feel like if you do it
on behalf of all of us shopping at Target, we appreciate the show. Anyway, go ahead, Danielle. I'm sorry.
I know. I just feel like if you do it the way she does it, like they get it right away. They're
Correct.
like, "Oh, I want
Yes.
that to happen again."
It always starts with we do not do this. We don't do this. My oldest, Madison, she got it at 2 years old the first time that she threw a tantrum. I picked her up, I shook her, and I said, we do not do this. She never threw another tantrum. And now my 3-year-old, it's taking a couple more, times to pick her up, but she's starting to get it. And it's always spoken in a we, not you. This is our family.
Wow.
We are a unit. We represent each other. So everything refers back to this meaningful family that you come from.
That's right.
So, Scary had a question. The very last on this team that will ever be a father.
Thank God.
I just want to know, what
thank
does
goodness.
grocery shopping look like for you guys? And do you guys have to make compromises?
Woo, baby.
And how much is their bill, typically?
Just straight out ask us. Don't be shy.
People in this family.
I'll be honest. Gia's not allowed to go grocery shopping.
This is true. This is true.
No, she's not
This
allowed.
is not. This is
because
not comedy.
She picks everything that nobody eats. She just wants to try stuff all the time. So she is not allowed to go grocery
Snack
shopping.
queen.
That's right. So,
See, I would love that.
Yeah.
right. So she is not allowed. So I go grocery shopping usually with my oldest daughter. It's like our bonding time.
Yes.
We have certain times with each individual kids, but that is our bonding time. And we love to cook. Like, we are a cooking family. So when Gia doesn't cook, me and my daughter, we cook together. We cook on Sundays. Gia cooks certain meals, but we like to cook. But to ask you, we have to go every week. And the biggest thing is water and juice.
Excuse me, you're not answering the question. He said, how much is the grocery bill? Don't try to escape the question.
It ranges from, I would say, about $900 to $1,500 a week.
That's a lot of people.
God,
It's a a lot of people, and it's a lot of play dates.
Yes.
And if,
We
if
host a lot of play dates.
If Gia goes to the store, it's twice that much.
Yes.
And I don't know about you, but as they get older, they eat more. Like my two boys now, I'm like, what? I don't have anything left. You ate it all. It's crazy.
Yes, my 21-year-old boy who plays football at
Yeah.
UMiami, he eats 2 entrees.
Disrespectful.
Every sitting, 2 entrees. It's 2
Well, so
ribeye
does Scary.
steaks.
Scary does the same thing.
Scary never grew up.
All right. Well, look, I'm glad you spent time with us. The reaction and response on text is really, really positive and awesome.
Yay.
Obviously, we know why, because just a moment with Envy and Gia is always a nice, I feel so calm, relaxing moment.
Yep.
The book is called Real Life, Real Family. People are also saying they want to hear it on Audible. It's already produced and
It
ready
is.
to go.
It's ready to
All
go.
right.
You can get it today on Amazon. We narrate it, and for the Audible, there is bonus content where,
Of course.
a friend of ours, who's actually our business manager, her name is Mercedes. She interviewed our kids without us being there.
Without us there.
That's awesome.
Good.
Yes.
So she interviews all the kids.
So you get their perspective. You get
Yes.
the truth from the kids.
You get the truth. Yes.
Okay, DJ and V, Gia, thank you so much. Real Life, Real Family.
Yay. Such a happy room. Thank you for having us.
It is. All right, we'll be back right after this.
The Mercedes-Benz Interview Lounge.